and welcome. I'm Lisa. Thanks for joining me here on my YouTube channel for another card video. So today I'm creating a lemon blueberry cupcake birthday card featuring Trinity stamps, sweet surprise stamp set, and coordinating dies, along with a few other products that you can find linked below. Also, be sure to hop over to the Trinity YouTube channel and check out my red velvet cupcake card over there. So let's get started because the majority of this video is coloring. I'm stamping the image with Gina Amalgam ink in the color Barely There onto Copic Express It Blend cardstock. And I'm going to start with E30, Y21, and W1 Copic markers to color this icing. So I'm just getting started by mapping out where I want the shadows to be with E30. I'm going to come in with Y32 and add some shadows between the icing and that cupcake. So then I'll come in with W1 to create more division there, create some more depth there with that W1. So now I'm going to go ahead and come into the icing area again with my E30, and I'm just adding more color. But notice how I'm leaving some white area. I'm pretty much just mapping out where I want color to be, and I'm leaving the white areas so I know to color those the last because I want those to be the lightest areas of the icing. Now you're going to notice that that cupcake wrapper looks flat right here. So I'm going to use my E30 and I'm going to draw tiny little V's across the top of the wrapper. And by doing this, we're going to create pleats. And you're going to see here in just a second, it really does start to change the way this image looks. So once I have the V's done, I'm going to go ahead with my E30, lay down a little bit more color there on the cupcake area. I'm just coloring in those V's real quick. I was so amazed at how much that just creating those little V's to create pleats transformed this image. So here you can see I'm just coming in and laying down some more of that E30, just trying to map out the shadows again on the cake part of this. And then I'm going to come in with a very light E000 and start to color this in. Now, one thing I want you to keep in mind is we come up at the end and we use a lot of yellows on this, so that helps to create the illusion of lemon. Okay, so this is where I got a little bit cocky and I decided I'm going to hand draw a blueberry on top of this cupcake. I'm starting with B39, creating the shape, and then and a little bit of shadow to it, and then I'm going to fill it in with B37. And because blueberries are not completely blue, I decided to use a little bit of V09 over that B39. So the picture of the real cupcake that I'm looking at has two julienne lemon rinds coming off the left as decoration. So I'm using Y38 and Y35 to start those rinds and then finishing them with Y17, Y15, and ending with Y13. I'm just using a flicking motion. And that's going to let me create really thin lines, and it's going to let me fade those completely out on the ends. So I'm going to come in with my white Jelly Roll pen and add some little fine specks of that white gel ink to the rinds just to give it some detail. So here I've just come in with my B39 and I added the crown to the blueberry. So for the wrapper, I'm going to start with B39 to create the deepest area of the pleats, and I'm going to use B18 to trace around the tiny V's, and I'm also going to go ahead and start laying some of this down to create some color on our wrapper. I'm just going to be building color up on the wrapper at this point. I'm going to come in with B37 and continue to add more blue to the wrapper. Then I'm going to bring in N08 and really darken up the deepest areas of those pleats. After I lay down the N08, then I'll come in with B39 and blend that out just a little bit. So while I'm coloring, I do want to mention a few things. First, don't be scared to try this. All I did was find a picture of a real blueberry lemon cupcake, and I used it as a guide. Honestly, I figured I would start and end up tossing it in the trash, but I stuck with it, and I have to say I was really surprised at how it turned out. So give it a try. The worst that can happen is you toss a piece of paper in the trash can. Also, second, don't forget to hop over to the Trinity channel to check out that red velvet version. I have the link below in the description box for you. So at this point, it's all about tweaking everything. I'm going to speed things up a little bit, turn some music on for you guys, and I'll pick back up once I'm done coloring. So I decided I wanted to add a few more final touches to this with my polychromo pencils. I'll do that sometimes, come in with my polychromos to lighten areas up or darken areas up, whatever I feel like needs to happen. So I use the ivory color and the white color. Now that white on that wrapper really did make a huge difference to those pleats. And then I just came in with some warm grays to finish it off. Now I'm using the Slimline series Stripes stencil along with Memento Cantaloupe and Dandelion inks. I start with the Cantaloupe on the outer edges of this white cardstock, and then I'm going to come in with the Dandelion and go over that and blend towards the center of the cardstock, fading that out. Now, quick tip, whenever I stencil with stripes, I use pixie spray because it makes all the difference in the world and it holds everything in place for you. So let's go ahead and run this background and a piece of navy cardstock through the die cut machine with a rectangle die. Now you can just trim these down with your paper trimmer if that's something that suits you better. I'm going to use liquid adhesive glue to go ahead and put this all together on a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inch card base. Now, the Sweet Surprise coordinating dies, they have a lot of dies in there that are like little extras, like you get a banner and you get this celebrate word die in there along with the shadow for it. Now, I ran that shadow through the die cut machine with a piece of vellum, and then the word I ran through with white cardstock like 3 times so that I could stack them together with liquid adhesive like I'm doing here. I'm going to go ahead and stamp the happy birthday sentiment onto the die cut white banner. Now this banner does come with the coordinating dies like I mentioned earlier, and the sentiment is from the Trinity Stamps Summer Bouquet stamp set, and I used Memento Paris Dusk ink to stamp that. So a little bit of liquid adhesive to the back of the celebrate word. I'm going to place it over the cupcake. And then I'm going to add some foam adhesive strips to the back of the stamped banner. And I did trim one end of that banner off. And I'm going to go ahead and place that right up top by the blueberries. The blueberries had a little place that I wasn't that crazy about, so I just placed that banner there to hide it. I think that's going to bring us to the end of this video. Let me know in the comments below what you think about the lemon blueberry cupcake. I actually had a really great time coloring it. You should give it a go sometime. I really appreciate you joining me today, and I hope you'll join me again. Be sure you click that subscribe button and ring the bell if you haven't already, and just know how much I appreciate you, and I hope you have an amazing day.